Hey, y'all, it is part 2 of the vlog. This is for the people that commented on my blog that wanted to be given a shout out or had a question or comment, wanted an opinion. So I am fulfilling that end of it. I will actually watch this back and do timestamps. So y'all can just go right to the point of wherever you're shouted out at, or if you've seen other people comment and you want to go to theirs, just make it easy on y'all. Let's get to it, baby. Shout out to Benjamin S that commented. No question, nothing, but there is your shout out, my guy. You know, all love and support. Thank you for the comment. Next up, the iconic James Liu, aka Akshar, aka Badass Icon. You wanted your shout out, and there it is, Icon. I've known you for years. I enjoy you all the time. You're constantly supporting me. I'm constantly supporting you. I just never want to see you in a game because it just ain't gonna work out for one of us. But thank you. Shout out to Y Swimmer 96. I hope I pronounced that right. You know, you've also supported me, and you know, I see you all around the site all the time. You're very active. You're very funny. I enjoy you. So, you know, thank you. Next up, my brother from another mother, Mr. Rob Zilla. Rob, we have done so much together. We have made Final Tribal in a Survivor game. We've always are supporting each other. I always have really great conversations with you when in game, when outside of game. You're someone I can count on. You're someone I know I can, you know, have those conversations with and just chill. You know, I've just enjoyed having you as a friend, as a brother. Over this last year, you know, we've really bonded, and I have enjoyed every second of it, my guy. You know, thank you for being that friend and that brother for me. Seriously, man. Next up is Miss Coco Vanderbilt. Miss Coco Vanderbilt. I actually know Coco. Thank God. This is a badass. And honestly, Coco, you were not someone when I had first met, I was a big fan of. But after having talked with you, having played games with you, I had grown very accustomed to liking you, and you're a lot more down to earth than I had thought. You're a little wacky, but who ain't a little wacky? So I've enjoyed that, and you know, thank you for the comment. Next up is the Queen went unnommed till she was evicted. Sistrix, aka Isla, I love you. I actually joined this Stars because you were here. I was super excited to play a Stars game with you. We didn't always play together, ironically enough. You had your allies, and you did try and include me in that, and that was what allowed me to have certain connections. So I'm thankful for that. But when we did start working together, Queen, we were slaying. I was so heartbroken to see you leave, but honestly, Queen, you're kind of a threat. So at least I didn't have to take you out. But you know, I super enjoyed all the conversations we had. I loved how, you know, upfront and badass you were. You know, there was a lot of drama with you and Kiki this game, but you know, it was all fun, and you know, that's how the Stars game is. Queen, thank you for being an ally, and sorry you got slain the first time you went on the block. Queen, best friend material. Next up is Darby. King is what he said to me, but the true king, the true legend is Darby. Darby, I love you. We connected in so many great ways. Group games, just talking, you know, just being there for each other. And you're just someone I always enjoy. I love how simple your name is too. It's got 5 letters, just like me. I love it. I just love everything about it. Thank you for the support, King. You're the king, man. Next up, Femi Fatale, I think is how you pronounce it. I absolutely loved working with you this game. You know, you're very acquired. You're an acquired taste. But from day One, you wanted to work with me. I honestly didn't talk to you for a couple days. I didn't add you because it wasn't working. We finally figured it out, and once we figured that out, we were a powerhouse as well. We made a lot of big moves. I couldn't have made a lot of them without you. We were both critical for each other's games, and it was just so enjoyable to sit there and for people to think it's going to go one way, especially someone like Tanya who thought it was going to go one way, thinking, oh, they got it on lock and key. I mean, you were like, oh, actually, honey, you don't have it. You ain't in control. You ain't got that power. I'm so sorry, but you don't. We were slaying and daying. It sucked to see you go up for fourth. I knew it was going to happen. It had to happen. I did not nominate you. I knew everyone else was going to nominate you. And for that reason, I didn't feel the need to backstab you. It's stars. I backstabbed quite a bit this game, but I didn't feel the need to. I knew you were going up. Literally everyone was nominating you. So I felt I could use my other nomination to, tie it up a little bit more and give me a little more better chance of not going up. But I really did love working with this game. I'm sad you got fourth. That was a hell of a closer poll than I thought it was going to be. You should be in finals with me. Let's be real. A lot of the gameplay that happened this season was because of me and you, and it sucks to see you get robbed so close to the end. And I wish I could win and avenge you, but we'll have to see. But thank you for being an ally, for real. Next up is the queen. That is Jenna 20. You and Gaga and Just Me, iconic trio. Literally love all of you. Always nice to me, always helping me out. I love it. I respect it, and I'm thankful for it. So thank you for all of that, queen. And you keep doing your thing. You know what? Next up is Yana, who said, congrats. I don't know how you got Lucas to do that. My dude, I don't know how I got Lucas to do that, but it was great gameplay. It was a lot of talking. He told me, I'm leaning this way, and I'm leaning this way. That's fine, man, but I'm going to keep you in your PMs, and if you keep responding, I'm going to take that as you're not actually decided. So I just talked to a lot with Lucas, man. I made sure, to give him valid viewpoints of why we should do this and this. I also, sorry, Britt, but I did throw Britt under the bus. I said, hey, Britt's actually nominating you, man. Let's do this other set. Let's do, Tanya and Britt, keep us both safe. I tried to make it seem like, he was also at risk. He wasn't. No one else was nominating Lucas. I mean, why the fuck would you at that point? But I made it seem like, he was going to get backstabbed. And it actually convinced him not to put me up. So I believe that's the main factor in why he didn't nominate me for fourth when he should have. Like Tanya literally said, yeah, he was literally getting safety, unnommed up with me, who hasn't been up in a couple of rounds. And all he had to do was lock it in. It was easy. I mean, it was an easy round, and he made it complicated. But I'm glad he did, because it kept me safe. And you never know what would have happened for that poll for fourth if me and him went up. But Jan, thank you for playing this game with me. I did backstab you. I did lie to you. I did not nominate with you and Tanya. I did try and put the blame on Lucas, and I think I was somewhat successful on that end. Not that it mattered if I did or didn't. I knew at that point in the game I was going to be pushed for fourth to go up with Britt. But that's why I did nominate you and Tanya. I felt, at that point I'd rather go up against Britt than a Tanya or you. You both, Jan, me and you share a lot of the same friends and from group games and just in general. So I knew it was a risk going up with you. And honestly, Tanya was powerhousing, so I didn't want to go up with her for fourth. I felt the best avenue for me was to put y'all up, and for me to have a better shot against Britt, who I didn't even end up going against, and who knows if I would have even survived that. But I did lie. I did do that. Strategically, it was a lot smarter, and Britt was someone I was working with. I felt if I nominated Britt and backstabbed them, at that point, I would have definitely been up for fourth, and I was hoping to avoid that at all costs. I know that you and Tanya wanted to convince me, hey, it's a great chance for you to get popularity. It's a great chance for you to hopefully go into finals with that extra boost. True. If I did survive, I feel you guys were right, but not getting nommed at all for fourth is even better. But I did want to at least say that for yours. Next up, baby. We have the one, the only, L Hooper, who said grats. Thank you, Logan, my dude. All respect, all love, and thank you for commenting on the blog, my dude. You know you're my brother. You know we have known each other for years. I will support you when it matters, and you always support me when it matters. We butt heads, but at the end of the day, we're friends, and we know it. So, next up is Miss Thumper 91. Who? No, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing. Miss Thumper, you wanted an opinion of yourself. Queen, fierce, badass, kind as fuck, beautiful, all the above. You know it's how it's gonna go down. You know, you're actually someone I've gotten to know a lot better recently, and I have just fallen all over it. And I have just enjoy your company. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy getting to know you. Again, you're a queen, you're badass, and I've just enjoyed it all. You know, we met for the first time, at least in person to person, at least 1984 season 3, baby. And you know, all these years later, the fact that we're talking, communicating, getting along, falling for each other, it's crazy, but I enjoy all of it. And thank you, Queen, for giving me a chance and for commenting on the blog. But thank you. Next up is Suit. You left against me for 12th, but you know what, Suit, I made it. I avenged it. I made sure your, boot wasn't in vain. I skyrocketed all the way to the end. I made sure that everyone was going up constantly. So you know what? Thank you, Suit. I actually did enjoy you. I didn't know you used to host orgs, which is kind of cool. I think that's badass. But thank you for everything. And you were slain way too soon. Let's be real. We were just getting traction. Next up is Master Manipulator _11. Did I have to say _11? I fucking did. What's up? Icon, legend, fucking love everything about you. You're very chaotic and also chill. It's weird. It's like you put a Mentos in a Coke bottle and then you closed it real quick. You know when you open it, it's gonna explode. But you like the confusion be prior. But Master Manipulator _11. Thank you. So next up is the one and only. Oh God, I'm just gonna say Scott. Scott, look, I ain't pronouncing your name, man. It's too long. It's too confusing. It's too crazy. You know you're a friend, man. You know you're another person I consider a brother type person. You're just someone I can count on constantly in games, outside of games. I cannot believe that the first time I met you, I literally hated you, called you out, did all kinds of things, and then from our second game on, we just bonded. We realized we work really well together. We realized that strategically, we both got that mindset. I enjoy having people who can be strategic. So thank you for that, and thank you for being my friend, man. It means a lot. Next up, Lucas R _RFS, fellow finalist with me. He said, congrats to you, my guy. I mean, look at the poll support. Look at the fact you're in finals. Tanya as well. All three of us should be proud of that. And no matter what, a solid as fuck winner. I think this was a great Final 3, great Final 4, 5, 6. Honestly, a great Final 7, great Final 8. I mean, it was a solid cast. And I think, this boot list was chaotic and crazy. And, everyone should be proud, for real. But thank you, man, and congrats to yourself. Next up, Mellow Jello. Say that you love me. You don't gotta force me to say it. I actually do love you, Mellow Jello. You're a legend and icon. The support has been unreal. I mean, for real, it has been so amazing to see your messages and my PMs, to see, in the poll box you supporting me. I have loved it all. I love you. I love having friends like that. Thank you for everything. I hope I see you in stars one day. I hope I could be the Mellow Jello that you have been for me and just be all kinds of crazy, all kinds of supportive. But thank you for real. Next up is Thank SFRTH. It's Julian. I mean, Julian, I know how to pronounce your name, man. I love you. I got lots of love for you. You're one of my favorite top 2 hosts of all time. You're someone that I have played an org with. We didn't go out great, but we have bounded from there. And I truly do consider you a friend. You're someone I enjoy. You're someone that can be very chaotic, but in a very controlled environment, I would say. But I just enjoy you. You're so full of it. You're so dedicated to everything you do. And I thank you for being my friend. I thank you for having been a host of me. And I thank you for any and all support you have given me as a friend. Does mean a lot. And I don't always say it to my friends, but it does mean a lot, for real, man. Next up is Moonbeam saying my winner every day. You're my winner every day, every second, every minute. Moonbeam, thank you for that support. For real, I love any support I'm getting in Stars. One of the reasons I actually play Stars is because, not that I need attention, but I just love seeing my friends come out and support me. I love seeing new people support me, and it's a good way to make friends. It's a good way to see who doesn't like you too and who does. But thank you. It does mean a lot. Next up, wow, this is a lot of people. Next up is Saginator18, Mr. Sag, the man, whose real name I now know, but I won't be saying on here, but I can't believe it was that close to me all this time, saying that's my Stars winner. Of course, man, you always support me. You supported me my last time in finals, and I literally flopped, and that comment's now forever going to stay on my 10 gauge profile, so that's how it is. Sag, I love you, man. You're another person that is a brother to me. Me, you, and Ethan have just constantly connected and slayed 2 fucking all-star group games. It's been a blast. Y'all are some of my favorite people to just talk to, strategize with, and just in general, I've learned so much about both of you. It hurts to the fact that I may not always have y'all, but I really, really am thankful for the friendship that you've given me and just getting to know you, man. I didn't think I'd get as close to you as I did, but it happened, and I'm thankful for it, man. So thank you. Next up is Mr. Washed _ Ravioli, Mr. Zach, my 1984 alum, who's now a 2-time winner. Fucking badass. You want an opinion of yourself? Well, my opinion of you, Zach, is honestly, we don't know too much about each other. It's not like we're in the same friend groups or the same, I haven't played orgs with you as far as I know. But honestly, from the interactions I have had and with you have been nothing but sweet. On 10 Gauge, I have actually had interactions with you. You're always nice, polite, but you're a fucking threat in everything you do. You're smart. You're underrated, overrated. You just everything about it. But you as a person, I do enjoy, and I hope I get to know you a bit more. You seem like a legend, and I need as many legends surrounding me as possible, because then that means I have amazing, amazing friends, and I love it all. But that is my opinion of you, Mr. Zach. Next up, Danio saying, congrats, Fire. Actually played a great game. Give me a shout out and some words on my game too. Mr. Dan, here's your shout out. Of course, my shout out a legend. Honestly, I don't know too much of your game. I'm shocked that you honestly seem to be playing a good under the radar game. It does appear, based on Miss Tanya's blog, that me giving you Embrett credit is what caused you to go up. But I wanted the public to know that you weren't sheeping the pre-made like I had thought. You got in a very heated thing over it. Your game was very solid. I think flipping was a great move. I just think that me giving you credit was a bad move. Honestly, I think that's what cost you the game. And I'm sorry for that. That was not intentional. I actually was looking forward to working with you long term. But honestly, your game prior to that was on point. You were staying out of most of it, but you were in the know-how, and you were willing to make a big move when it needed to happen. And I think that's something that more people need to be willing to do in Stars. You have to take a risk. You have to, and you took that risk. And it may not have paid off, but the fact that you were ballsy enough to make a big move, just fucking badass, my dude. Next up, Vixens. Congrats, thank you, Vixens. Much appreciated. Much, much appreciated. Next up, Jesse. Congrats. And give you some words. Jesse, iconic designer on 10 Gauge. You're a friend of mine. I love, love, love you. You're just so fucking sweet and nice to me all the time. I physically cannot dislike you. I just can't. It's not in my system. But those are my words for you, and thank you for being a friend. I don't get to tell my friends often, thank you for being my friend. And that's another reason I love vlogs. It's a chance for when your friends comment, hey man, I fucking love you, adore you. This is my words to you. Next up, oh my gosh. Team Clay, aka Mr. J. You know, Jay, you're a hella great friend, hella amazing, always supportive, always loyal, and I think that gets overlooked with you a lot. But thank you for the support as a friend and in the stars. Next up, Ali Banaco with 2 hearts. Iconic. I'm no longer a part of the Chewbacca, so I can support you now. I can physically give you the +16. Be happy to see you. Thank you, Miss Ali Banaco. Next up is Nicole F. Grats Icon. Well, thank you back, Mr. Iconic Nicole F. But thank you. Honey Bunch 1 saying, congrats. I know that's a queen. I wish I had more honey in my life. How about y'all? Y'all want more honey? Because I know I do. Ethan, please don't hurt me for saying that. Inside joke, but honey is Ethan's and Ethan's is honey. So that's how it is. Use a mint. Congrats. Fucking icon. Use a mint. Literally stan you. I love it. You're an icon. Always supportive. Thank you so fucking much, man. And thank you for the congrats. For real. Next up, Pika with what was your biggest move in the game? Oh my. We're asking the big questions. Honestly, I feel like I had a lot of moves this game and a lot of big ones. I've already spoken about the Lucas thing, which I do think is a good move, but I mean, it caught me not going up, cost Tanya going up for a 4th time. Strategically, that's not smart at all, but your boy didn't want to go for it. I actually think my biggest move really was the finesse, underscore finesse, and the Tripena, aka Tanya. Set. I think that was a big move. It put 2 people that were being accused of being in the pre-made, even though Tanya wasn't quote unquote a part of it, but was with it. Because the Vask was in there and finesse, and then I think it was a hella big move. It flipped the game on its head. It opened up for more big moves. You know, we had a small window to get a big move like that in before we lost majority again. And the fact that was able to squeak in and I didn't even go get nominated afterwards when I run, which really a better set would have been me and Dano. Honestly, I think that would have been a smarter set than putting Kiki up there. But I think that was a really big move. It switched the game up. And it was around that I made good connections with. And, you know, I think that was my biggest move. I know it was noms for 11th. And, you know, as a Final 3 person, I shouldn't be saying that. It should be other moves. But I think for that specific move, the way it was orchestrated, the way I was able to squeak it in and get no flack back. At least for me personally, aside from losing Dan, which sucked. And for... I really just didn't get flack back. I knew we were losing numbers anyway. With me and Suit up, I knew we were losing Suit, so to squeak that in before we lost Suit was really nice. So yeah, I would say that was my biggest move, honestly. I think that was a really big move and a great move. And it's something that needed to happen because Finesse wasn't with me. Tanya wasn't with me. So enjoy the block. I mean, honestly, I hope y'all enjoyed the block because I sure as hell did. Love watching y'all go up. All love though, but that was my biggest move. Thank you. Jan saying rank the cast from best to worst gameplay. Oh my. God, there's 15 people I have to rank. Okay, here, I'll do it. In 16th, I will give it to the first boot. You know, I think you just didn't have time to play a game. You didn't do anything, at least from my perspective. X_Lucas_X. I'm gonna give you the last place. Your first boot. You really didn't have any impact on the game, other than getting 16th. And honestly, I'm gonna say same for 15th. Here. I didn't have any conversations with you and honestly, it didn't appear we were on the same side anyway. And I don't see an impact aside from, you know, nomming with for 16th correctly. I just don't see, you know, a big impact you had. So that is for 15th. Now we have 14 other people. 13 not including myself. I actually hate to do this. But I'm not gonna put Times Place as 14th. I think they had a bit more gameplay in them. I love you. I do. But I'm actually gonna put Suit as 14th. I enjoyed Suit. They were playing the game, but I think position wise and just like gameplay ready, I think they did less and were more less prepared to do more. I don't know. I didn't, Suit and me were allies, but I don't know Suit's entire game. But I just think overall, they got grouped up with Kiki a lot, and it seemed like it was like a sacrificial, like to go up with me. I feel like there was plenty of other better options for Suit to go up against than me, to where they could have survived and just game wise. But that's who I would, and then I would put Times Place 13th. Times Place was very aggressive. I don't feel they had the best game, but they weren't afraid to try and get themselves in a better spot. They were not afraid to say names. They were very vocal in main chat, on Discord. So I feel like game wise, honestly, Times School wasn't afraid to make the moves. They did get fucking taken out for 14th, but I think long term, if they stayed in that poll, I think they would have made a bigger splash. So for that reason, I'm gonna put them 13th. For 12th, I'm gonna put am I at 12? Look, Jan, you got me fucked up, man. Next, I'm gonna put Life is Cool. You got 13th. Life, you did the mostest, but for the dumbest reasons. I mean, sheeping a pre-made and then joining stars for Yana because he asked you, only then fuck Yana over, which I'm shocked it didn't. I'm shocked he didn't go out sooner. Is honestly some of the worst gameplay I've seen. You sheeped a known pre-made where you were gonna be on the bottom of. You fucked over your best friend. You fucked over people that wanted to work with you long term. And honestly, and then you ended up going up with your best friend, which was not in the intended plan for you at all. So I think your gameplay, actually, I would like to switch you in Times, actually, and I would like to switch you in Suit. I think you're actually 14th. I think Suit's 13th, and Times is 12th. I think your gameplay, you had all the cards. You were working with a quote-unquote pre-made. You were on the bottom of it, but hey, you had it. You had Jan. You really could have done. You had all the materials to do a lot, and you just couldn't pull it off. So I think that's where I'm going to put you. So next up. So I think Finesse played a good game, though I'm kind of concerned with you needing a pre-made, or a small group of friends. But you did play a really good, solid game, and I think putting you next is more than approachable. I'm so happy I got to nominate you and for you to get slayed. You're an icon. But you had to go, Finesse. You had to go up. I was fine with you or Ty leaving at that point. It's just how it is. But I would put you next. Honestly, I would put Drip. Honestly, Drip, actually, I would put lower than you. I will put Drip than you, Finesse. Drip, you were very active, very, very helpful, but like you just were unable to go on Discord for them like last 2-3 days or sets before you end up going up and leaving. Very frustrating. And you really didn't know what a lot of was going on. You had to rely on people telling you. And thank God they did. But game wise though, like you're in stars, and if you're having to have people come to you and not be able to come to them, I think that's actually worse. At least Finesse was coming to people, talking with them, reaching out, being part of groups that were successful. Jan, by the way, I will do a list. I will type the list out when I under your timestamp, just kind of so you know. So I guess you really won't have to check the video at all, but I will give you that. Next up, Honestly, Dan, I think is good for the next spot. Saw a game. They just kind of, they made one big move and got taken out for it. So if you're gonna make a big move, probably don't get clipped next. I love Dan, but like if you're gonna make a big move, don't get clipped right after said big move, where the big move wasn't good for you. It was good for me. It was good. It was good move for you. It needed to happen, and I think if you don't get clipped there, great for you. But the fact that you were specifically a big factor in that happening, and then got clipped next, and against no shade, but against Kiki, I'm gonna have to put you next, my dude. So there's that. Next up, Kiki is definitely next. Kiki just constantly getting into fights with people in main chat. Not good. I know you, Sis, and Britt were all fighting. But it got to the point where we were ready to make a big move, and like you didn't even want to talk in the chat with them. Like we made a big move with the finesse and Taipina thing, and then when we wanted to do the Vasquez and Tanya set, you couldn't even talk to Britt and Sistrix. Yeah, and I get we're all fighting, but it was a smart move. And if you had stayed, it would have been good for you too. And like you couldn't talk, so I think that goes there. But you were solid. You survived a poll. You were in on some big moves that happened. But socially, you really only relied on yourself and the small bit of people that were working with you. You didn't reach out to the other side, and I get why. I'm not bashing it, but I think outside of Tanya, the other side, you really didn't have you weren't really reaching out to people, so I can't put you higher. I cannot. You got 8th, you survived one poll, but you were very set in your emotional ways, and I think for that matter is what cost you stars. So I would put you next. So now we should only have a couple people left. Oh, sorry. Your boy's tired. Next up, who would I put after Kiki? We have the final three, obviously. Sistrix, Femi Fatale, and of course Jan. Who would I put next in terms of gameplay? Oh my. I hate to do it. Vasquez, I'm gonna put you next. I hope I'm pronouncing your username, by the way. I don't mean any disrespect if I'm not. You were in a solid as fuck group. You were a part of a lot of the moves that happened. But your ultimate demise was the fact that you went up with your ride or die as you so elegantly did it. To the point I found out later that Tanya was like, I think something's happening. We should do something. And you were so focused on staying loyal to the group that you were with, or the actual, I mean, not quotes, but like seriously, your group that you were with. Not great for you. It ended up costing you, but I think you had solid as fuck gameplay. You made fucking top 7. I mean, in stars, that's still impressive. And you had a lot of connections. I don't know your whole game. I mean, for real, I don't. But from my perspective, you weren't reaching out. You were set into sticking with one group, and that was it. I think that's kind of bland, basic gameplay. I respect the loyalty, but you didn't make any attempt to set yourself up in a better spot. And you end up leaving next to your ride or die. You probably shouldn't have a ride or die with someone that you're going to leave next to. No shade to anyone that's ever done it, because I've done it too. I did it with Cool Dude, who's now 3PI. But you shouldn't do that. And it was close. It was hella close. So, I mean, you almost stayed. But with that said, I would put you 7th or whatever you're on the list. I'd put you there. I think that was a solid as fuck place for you. Next up, I'm gonna put Jan, Mr. Jan. I think overall, I think you're ranked 6th overall. You had really good gameplay. You were very open. You were communicating with both sides. You were trying to set up things that were good for you. You did get kind of fucked over by me, tossing you up with Tanya. So there's that. But you were so all over the place. You bounced back from the life kind of trashing your game, which I'm shocked you bounced back from. You were a very open player. I actually loved that. I was shocked by that. Especially considering you were open with me and willing to work with me. We actually kind of had laughs and bonded a little bit over some of the stupidity that was this season, but I would put you next. I think you had a great, solid game, but I can't put you above someone that went unnommed to Final Six, or the Final Three, or for someone that went above and made Final Four unnommed. I can't put you above those people. You went up a couple times. You survived thanks to the public. You had some iffy moments, but overall you had a solid game. You were doing everything you could. You were playing hard, and I think that deserves a lot of fucking respect. I think it really does. But I would put you next. Who would I put after Jan? So I have Sistrict, Lucas B, Tanya, and Femme Fatale next. Honestly, I'd put Lucas next. I know Lucas could very well might win this stars. But Lucas had to be explained a lot of things all the time, every round, and they just made certain moves that were like questionable for their own game. And it's like, I'm glad it worked out for you, but you still went up a couple times, and you ruined a lot of like easy moves, like the Tanya, like putting up Tanya again for a fourth time. For you, it was dumb as fuck. For me, it was great. I'm glad you did it, but for you, it was dumb as fuck. And if you lose to Tanya, I think that's going to be the reason why. Just abysmal. I don't understand how you made Final Three, if not for them polls, for your questionable gameplay some places. But my dude, you made Final Three. It worked out for you. Yeah, and you might win. Hey, if you do, grats on you. But gameplay in the Stars game cast, I just can't put you higher than some of the other people. And you weren't going out of your way to make moves yourself. You were in the know-how for a lot, but just questionable moves with having that much information given to you from both sides. Someone like me, I would have, and I did. I used that very well. For you, you botched it. You had people question you, and you went up. Each time you went up, it was because of that kind of gameplay. It was like questionable, like what? So I would put you there. I will put Sistrix next. Sistrix, you made Final Six. You got to the Final Six unnominated, but you did leave on the first poll that you had. So I think that kind of brings you down in terms of gameplay. And I think there were certain moves you could have made or connections that would have maybe prolonged you making it further. But you're a badass queen. You made top 6 unnommed. I mean, that's impressive as fuck, honestly. I mean, I made it to Final 7 unnommed, 1 stars, and which I got 6th in. So I know how hard it is, and I can't imagine getting an even round past that, and then going up and losing, like all that work that you did, gone. But I would put you next. God damn, Jan, you're making this video go forever. So that leaves me, Tanya, and Brett. Honestly, Tanya, you're next. You're in the finals with me, and I know people are like, oh, why am I putting myself higher than you? There's a couple reasons. I would put myself personally higher than you, because I am next. I am after you. You went up 4 times. And it's just like the first time, yeah. I mean, you were kind of blindsided with the finesse set. It happens to the best of us. I was blindsided going up with suit. I knew that it was a chance, but like at the end of the day, I think that one's excusable. But you got outplayed every other time you went up. Every other time you ended up going up with your ride or die. You ended up going up for 5th and 4th because you kept getting outplayed. And you just couldn't get all the power in your hands, despite giving very logical arguments with people. But you dominated the polls. You're still here. You're in Final 3. You got lots of support. I think that is why I would rank you 3rd out of this cast. Absolute domination. You had connections everywhere, and I also know you were making connections with Kiki and other people. You were trying to set yourself up. I think Kiki actually said it best. Is there were certain points where you should have made moves where you didn't. And you told me too, you should have been more focused maybe flipping when it needed to happen, which is why I made the comment about Vasquez and not, not making a move that should have been made that you brought to their attention. But overall, great gameplay all around. I just getting nommed 4 times and going up with your ride or die in one of those, it kind of brings you down a little bit. But Icon, and I'd rank you 3rd. Ranking 2nd, me. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna rank myself higher than someone that when I'm nominated to Final Four. It's just not gonna happen. I went up for 12th and I didn't go up again. But to make Final Four unnominated, I'm sorry. That is just top tier gameplay. That is top tier. The fact that it was 2% that took you out. Oh my god. Against Tanya. I mean, that the gameplay all around, you made a lot of moves, Britt, but I put myself 2nd. I think obviously the fact that I went up for 12 brings me down. Honestly, I think that's really the factor. The fact that you went nominated to Final Four, the fact that I went up at 12th. And I just can't rank myself higher. I'd rank myself 2nd, and I'd put you 1st. I think robbed as fuck for 4th place. It is what it is, but I would rank myself 2nd, and then I'd rank you 1st. So I'm done with Jan's question finally. God damn, Mr. Jan asking the big question too. Who is next? Who's after Jan? Guy. I'm just gonna say Gaia. Mr. Stoder, King Legend. I've played Orbs with you. I've played Stars with you. Very frustrating playing Stars with you. I've gone up against you in a poll, and I don't remember if I lost or won. I think I lost. I think I did lose. Yeah, I think I did lose it to you. So rip that. Next is Moonbeam. They said dating on here, ? I don't think it's bad to date someone that's been on Engaged. I mean, we're all humans. We're all amazing people. We're all either straight, bi, trans, whatever category or categories we fall under, we're all still amazing people. We all still want to find someone. So I don't think it's that bad to date on here. I have dated 10 engagers before, and I despite my experiences, I think it's great. You never know who you can find on here. You see so many 10 engagers on here that are couples, and they're dominating life. I mean, they're doing so good. So I don't think dating on 10 engage would be bad. I think, you give it a try. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it is, then great. I hope you find love and happiness with someone that also shares interests with you. Next up, Salmon, who said me. Fucking legend. I saw Middu and you on. I didn't get along, but personally, I like you. You're always friendly as fuck to me. I enjoy, all of that. I wish we had more interactions, but thank you for any support. And, I actually do love your username. I love how many A's you got in it. I do. I actually, one of the usernames I like. Next up, Miss Kentucky. Now I want KFC. I'm sorry if I just quoted your username and then said KFC afterwards. My bad. But, I'm from the South. I love fried chicken, so get over it. Kentucky icon legend. I unfortunately cannot say a lot about you, but loving the Abby of Jade. I mean, fucking iconic as fuck. That in itself. You got great taste. And if you got great taste already, that means your whole personality. Amazing. Next up, Josh BB17. Love you, brother. Love you so much. We still Snapchat. Had amazing. The fact that I met you in a fucking group game, All-Stars game, and you cut me for 3rd, my dude. But we bonded so well in that game. I couldn't be mad. We constantly bonded afterwards. You're someone I definitely want to meet up with in real life and just hang out with, get high with, drink some drinks, blow some money. I want to do that with you, my dude. And just honestly, you're a true brother, and you're someone that I genuinely hope I can have a lot of fun with IRL. And that is all. Thank you guys for this long as fuck vlog, part 2. I knew this was going to be long as fuck, which is why I wanted to do it in 2 parts. So there's that. I will hopefully have this one out either tonight or in the morning. But thank you guys for all your questions, all your support, and wish me luck with this final 3. See y'all.